Hi everyone, it's Sophia here. So today I'm going to share with you what is the latest travel requirement to the UK. It's starting from the 15th of February 2021. So today I'm going to talk about what kind of document you will need to bring with you, what form you need to fill in before you arrive in the UK, and what kind of travel document you will need to bring with you when you arrive in the UK, and how you book the COVID test kit.
So there's a few things you need to prepare before you travel to the UK. The first thing is you need to take a coronavirus test and get a negative result 3 days before you arrive to the UK. And then if you get a positive result, you will not be able to enter the UK. And if there's no facility that can be tested at your country, then you can contact the government and then to make sure there's no way that you can get a test, and then you could enter if there's no facility at your country to test the coronavirus before you arrive to the UK. So the second thing you will need to do is to complete a passenger locator form on the government website, which is like 48 hours before your flight taking off. And after you fill out all this information, they will send you confirmation email with the QR code and a PDF format. So you can either download the PDF into your phone device, or you can print it off and show it to the border control. Third thing you will need to get it before you arrive in the UK is a coronavirus test that you will need to use during your quarantine in the UK. So I will show you later how you're going to book this. And finally, if you are from the red list country, then you will need to book a quarantine hotel through the government website. But if you are not come from the red list country, then you can ignore this. So there's a few people who can be exempt from the COVID test before they arrive to the UK. So children under 11 years old do not need a coronavirus test before travel to the UK. And then if you have a job on the exempt job list, then you don't have to test COVID tests before you arrive to the UK as well. If you are traveling to the UK due to a medical reason, then you don't need to test COVID as well. And then finally, if you are traveling from a country where you cannot access testing facility, then you can be exempt from the COVID test as well. Here are the red list travel ban countries. If you come from these countries, you have to book the quarantine hotel. So you will need to go on to the government website to book the hotel. But at the moment, if you want to see the most updated list, you will need to visit the government website. I will leave the link down below. Now we move on to locator form. So the first thing you will need to do, you need to go into the government website, and the shortcut link I have saved it down to the detail below. So you can just go start now, and then it will ask you, do you already have an account? Just say no, and then you click continue, and then it asks you, do you wish to create an account, and then you just say yes, and then click to the next stage, and then you just have to, on the next window pop up, you need to click on sign up, and then after that it will ask you to provide an email address, phone number and password. So make sure you provide the phone number is the one that you currently use, so the government can send you a text to send you a verification code. And after you enter the verification code sent by the government, then you can go into your account to start filling in the detail. Then you will need to fill in your name, so make sure the name that you fill in here is the same as your passport. Then it will ask you what is your sex, then your date of birth. Then it will ask you provide 2 telephone number. So make sure the primary telephone number and your secondary phone number is the one that you can be answer when you during your quarantine. So for example, if you got 2 mobile number, then you provide a 2 mobile number, and then if you quarantine at home, then you can give 1 home number like a landline number and then 1 mobile number. The government will normally contact you on the next day of your arrival to the UK, and to make sure that you're understanding the procedure of quarantine and about like how to do your test kit. So the next thing they ask you is, are you able to contact by telephone? So on here I will just press like I can be contacted by telephone and call and text message. If you choose to say I can only be contacted by text message, then they will ask you to explain why you cannot be contacted by telephone call. Then it will ask you to provide a home address. So this is the address that your home address, so it doesn't mean that you have to quarantine at that address. Then it asks you to provide your passport number and then your issue authority. So it's basically the country of issue and then the issue date and expiry date. And then here we show all the detail that you input early on. So just to double check them and then make sure they are correct. Then you will need to fill in the date that your plane is actually landing and the exact time that the actual airplane is landed. And then it will ask you if you would plan to leave the UK, and it's optional, so you don't have to fill in if you're just staying in the UK. Next question is, what are your travel plan? So you can just say I plan to stay in the UK if you're staying and traveling into the UK, but if you're crew member and others, then you can just say travel to the UK on 48 hours, and if you're just transiting, you can just click the last option. So the next question will be which airport you'll be landing in the UK, and then which country you are traveling from, and then which airline you're actually traveling with. And you will need to provide the flight number and then your seat number on the flight. And it will ask you if you are traveling with anyone under age of 18 years old. Then it will ask you if you have traveled to any other country 10 days before you travel to the UK. If you don't, you can ignore this part. It will ask you again if you have traveled to or visit any other country or island 10 days before you travel to the UK. Then it will ask you if you needed to do a hotel quarantine, and you need to provide a hotel quarantine detail. So if you are from the red list country, you will need to book the quarantine hotel. So here is the website that you can book your quarantine hotel with. It's called the quarantine package. So I have saved you down the quick link down below, so you can just click it and then go to proceed to manage quarantine package, and then you can use this website to book the hotel, and then go back into the government locator form to fill in the detail. So the next question will be asking you, do you need to self-isolate? For most people, you will need to say yes, I need to self-isolate, unless you are coming from abroad that you are going to straight to work to UK and your job is in the exemption list, then you won't need to self-isolate. Then it will ask you if you know where to stay for the first 10 days in the UK, and you have to say yes. Then they will ask you to put down the address that you're going to stay in the UK for the first 10 days, and then they're going to ask you that when are your arrival day, like to basically arrive to the UK. And then they will ask you when would you leave that particular address, but you don't have to fill in that address if that is your primary resident address. And then the next question, they will ask you if you would stay anywhere else during the first 10 days in the UK. I think for most cases people will just need to say no. And then finally, they will ask you to submit this form after you fill in all the information. So my suggestion is to ask them to send you a PDF format by email. So click the little box up on the above. After they send it to your email, I would suggest you to print off the copy or download it onto your phone for easy access when you go into the UK. Now we move on to the COVID test kits. So everyone have to book this COVID test kit before they arrive to the UK, and each person are costing £210, no matter if you are adult or kid. Children under the age of 5 are exempt from this COVID test. As I said before, you have to test it on the day 2 of your arrival and day 8 on your arrival. So I have saved the link down below, so you can go down and go to COVID testing package and then just click in there and then go straight to there. You can book your COVID test kit, and then all you need to do is input the country of where you're traveling from, and then click how many traveler, so like adult or children, and then which airport you're going to arrive to in the UK as well. And then you just need to fill in all these personal information like your name, address, your telephone number, email, and the first name and last name of the traveler, the person, and then your booking remarks like your flight detail, and then your seat number and your payment, which is your credit card numbers and details, and then pay for it. After you book everything, it will show you this page and make sure that you are saying that you are booked, and then there's like an email and then a phone number you can contact if there's any issue. Then they will send you a confirmation email with the invoice number, the booking reference number, and then all the detail that you input earlier, like your name, address, and other travel information. And so just make sure you save that on your phone or print it out to bring it with you to the UK. So there's a few things of additional information that I would like to share with everyone. So the first thing is you could be fined £500 when you arrive at the border if you cannot provide a proof that you have had a negative coronavirus test. You will not be able to leave your quarantine until you have received a result from your day 8, which is negative, and quarantine for 10 days. If you do not take the test, you may face a penalty up to £2,000. If you tested positive for either one of the COVID tests, you must quarantine for further 10 days from the day you have took the test, and you will receive further advice along the sides of your test result as well. If you break the quarantine rules, you may face up to a penalty up to £10,000. Finally, I want to give you guys some special reminder before I finish. So the first thing is, I would suggest everyone to print out all the necessary paperwork before you travel to the UK, because you would definitely need to show them at the border control. And secondly, the COVID test kit will be posted to the quarantine address, so you definitely need to check your post box before you enter your house or apartment. There won't be anyone to come and pick up the used COVID test kits. You will have to go to the post office yourself to post it out. There will be information in your COVID test kit to find out where is your nearest post box or post office, and then like what time do they normally collect the post. So you have to make sure you have to post your tested COVID test kit on the day or the time before the postman collect the post. And as I mentioned before, the government will contact you on the next day of your arrival by telephone call. So make sure that you answer this phone call and confirm that you're understanding that you need to be quarantined.
If you like this video, please press the like button and subscribe and press the bell button. I'll see you next time. Bye!